Punishment is to be assessed at 5 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. There's no application for community supervision. The state is opposed to your deferred adjudication. And this, all right, you may call your first witness.
We would call Mr. Hernandez's mother.
Hello.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi. Could you raise your right hand for me, please?
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Giovanna Magaha.
All right, I'm sorry.
Giovanna Rebecca Magaha.
Could you spell your last name for the court reporter?
MCGAHA.
Thank you. You may proceed.
Mrs. Magaha, how are you related to Adrian Isaac Hernandez?
I'm his mom.
Okay. And how old is he?
19.
Okay. And could you tell the court where you live
I live in Smiley, Texas,
and what county is that in?
in Gonzales,
Live that town.
in between, I think, like 500. I mean, it's a small town. Nothing's there.
Okay.
Like 2 schools and a Dollar General.
Okay. And if the court were to grant probation to your son, is that where he would be living?
Yes.
Okay. And there's a school there for him to attend?
Yes.
Okay. And could you tell the court why you believe that Adrian should be on probation?
This ain't an eye opener. I'll be the first to ask. I've been praying hard, and with my faith and his faith, I mean, we've been just striving a long road. But I know God is good. And I got my family all in church with prayer and faith, mental states as well.
And was your son in special classes?
Yeah,
Okay. Is that a 504 designation? Do you know?
that was one of them. And he did have also behavior from his ADHD and stuff like that.
Okay. And how high did he get in school?
Well, he repeated 9th grade for a good minute. But he,
I have a couple of questions for you. Okay, so you stated that you live in Gonzales County, Texas, is that correct?
like the outskirts of it,
Okay, and how long have you lived there?
going on 6 years,
So what year did you live there?
2020.
2022 or?
The month I don't, but I know the year is 2020.
Oh, 20. Okay. And so regarding your son, I mean, he's 19 now, but this is not the first time that
Right.
he's been in court, correct?
Understood.
So he's been involved with the juvenile system since 2017. You'd agree with me, right?
I don't know the year, but I do know that it's been a while.
Okay. And so before you lived in the outskirts of Gonzales, Texas, were you living here in San Antonio?
Oh, yeah.
And was he living with you during
Yes.
that time? Okay. And so I guess my question to you is, back in 2017 and 2018 and 2019 and 2021, and 2022 and 2023, all of the years that he was involved in the juvenile system,
Right.
he was living with you up until birth. Is that correct?
Probably before that. I don't remember when, because I got in a major car accident and I had to get surgery for that, and then everything came back.
Okay.
Right.
And so he was much younger than
Right.
and he was still picking up charges under your supervision. Is that
Right.
fair to say?
I wouldn't say I was the best to the fullest like I am now.
Followed by
more mature. I've grown up a lot more since I was as a young mom too. And at the same time, he was a lot immature himself, which he's still growing up, maturity wise, on that specific end. So, and then due to the, and then at the
I'm
same,
going to ask you a question.
oh yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And so during the time when he was involved in the juvenile system, he was also ingesting illegal substances. Were you aware of that?
No.
Okay, and he's living with you during this time?
He do some runaways. So, I mean, I would have to do those things too,
Okay.
on that end to put reports.
And so I guess my question to you is, what's going to be different now than before when he was involved in the juvenile system and under your supervision, still committing crimes? But if I'm understanding you correctly, if you're saying that you're more mature now.
I'm a lot more mature. I have God on my side. That's one.
Okay.
I know I'll succeed with my son. That'll be number one. And then, two, I have matured. I have a husband that's he stands strong, and I stand right beside him. And as a whole, we succeed with our children, and we have moved our environment over here to over there.
Okay. And you're aware that your son was on probation for the offense of evading arrest and detention with a vehicle, which is a felony offense, and that occurred in 2024. Are you aware of that?
I don't remember the year.
But you know that he's on felony probation right now. Do you know that?
I'm not too great with the law too much, but I know he's been in trouble most of the time.
Okay. So he's on felony probation, which means that he's gone before this court and entered a plea, and this court put in place different programs for him to abide by.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And he has not done that. Are you aware of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because he went out and committed an aggravated robbery ×2. You're aware, right?
Not well. Now I know that there's been 2 aggravated robberies. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so my question to you is, do you think that it's fair, or do you think that it's justice for somebody who's already on felony probation that has shown this court that they have no intention of complying with its rules? Do you think that it's fair for the court to give us probation for a second?
I mean, that's what the judge. I mean, I can't give that answer because really, because I'm not the judge to say so. But I can say I'm there for my son.
Okay, that's fair. Thank you. You pass the witness.
No further questions, Sheriff.
Thank you so much
ma'am.
for giving me some insight into your son.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, call your next witness.
We would call Mr. McGaha.
Good morning. Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so I can hear and the court reporter can hear. If you'll state your name for the record.
Stevens, McGaha.
All right, defense, you may proceed.
Mr. McGaha, how are you related to Adrian Isaac Hernandez?
I'm his stepdad, but I've been in his life since he was around 2.
Okay. And just to cut to the chase, Mr. McGaha, you know that we are here because he has picked up some felony offenses and he has a motion to revoke his felony probation, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the question before the court is, what is going to be different this time if the court were to give him probation and put him on deferred adjudication? What can you assure this court that's going to be different this time to keep him out of trouble?
Well, he's coming back home.
Okay.
And I run a very, very strong household, and he has completed probation when he was staying with us too. And when he did do that, he was living with us.
On the straight and narrow, should the court grant him one more opportunity to try and behave on one of her probations?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there anything that you would like to tell the court that you know is going to be different this time to guarantee or for the court that he's going to be able to be successful?
I mean, he has been successful with me because I do see him, because that is my son. So he does listen to me a lot. And like I said before, when he was staying with us and with me, he did. He had a couple of little hiccups, but he was very, very successful when he was at home.
Really?
So if he does come out, then he'll be coming home. Because I run a very, very tight ship, especially with all of my kids.
What kind of work do you do, Mr. McGaha?
I am a farmhand.
Okay. And would you be able to get Adrian some work?
Yes, ma'am, I would. To me, a lot more. Because I guess I had just have that dad figure for him, that father figure.
Mm-hmm.
And I really do want my son home. If he comes home, I guarantee he'll more 90%, almost 100% that he will be successful.
1 minute.
Man's practicing fuzzy math again.
You've been in the defendant's life since he's 2 years old. Is that your testimony?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so your wife is the individual that testified before you, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And she testified that you all lived here in San Antonio, Texas until year 2020. Is that accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so then both you and her moved to the outskirts of Gonzales, Texas.
Yes, ma'am. And then we purchased our own property.
Okay. And that's where you're living
Yes, ma'am.
currently, correct? Okay. And so I guess my question is, why was the defendant not living with you at the time that these offenses
when he wasn't living with us
Oh, why didn't he go with you in 2020?
in a 2020 is it was like a big old thing that just happened, and incident that happened at the house. So I had to move my family out, and then my son stayed with his grandma, if I'm not mistaken. And then he did stay with us a couple more times after that. And then when he was staying with us, he was in school. He had everything done, and everything was good. And then my son is he almost had it completed, and then when he turned 18, I do believe, that's when he fully moved to San Antonio.
Okay. So when he turned 18, then he moved out from you and his mom and returned back to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And so it's your testimony that, he's been respectful in the time that he was living with the doctor, and you described the problems that he's had as hiccups. But you would agree with me that there's some pretty big hiccups, right?
I have some pretty big hiccups too.
Okay, that's not what I'm at. Do you think that it's a bit, would you describe it just as a hiccup, an aggravated robbery, where he knows that his friends have guns and they're stealing property from people?
On that end, ma'am, I do not know. I do not know because I was not there.
Well, I'm asking you.
So,
Do you think,
on-
listen to my question, do you think that him acting along with his co-defendants, if he sees his co-defendant has a gun and they're pointing it at an innocent civilian and taking that civilian's property, do you think that is a big hiccup or a little hiccup?
I couldn't even see my son doing that in the first place.
Listen to the question.
That is I'm giving you an answer,
The
ma'am.
facts that I described to you, is that a big or little hiccup?
On that end, I do not know, ma'am.
Is it a big or little hiccup?
I was not with him.
The facts that I'm describing to you, if somebody pointed a
can't
gun
say
in your
that,
face
ma'am.
and took your property, would that
I
be a
cannot
big or
say
little
that.
hiccup?
I cannot say he did or did not because he was not with me.
Asked him, answer, judge, and argumentative.
Excuse me. So, just listen to the question and answer the question, okay? All right, you can ask your question.
Facts that I described to you, hypothetically,
Hypothetically.
if
Okay.
somebody acted along with another co-defendant and one co-defendant had a firearm and pointed it at an innocent civilian and the other person started taking that civilian's property, would you describe that as a big or little hiccup?
I would call that as a big hiccup, yes, ma'am.
We pass away.
We have nothing further.
All right, sir. Thank you for giving me some insight into your stepson. I appreciate you coming in to testify.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Call your next witness.
We have no further witnesses.
All right.
Unless, did you want to say anything to the court, or do you want to just rely on your letter?
Just want to say that
Well, here's the thing. If you want to say something to me, then I'll have to swear you in and the state will get a chance to ask you questions. I'm sorry? All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Adrian Hernandez.
All right, and before he begins talking, did you want to confer with him a little bit about whether he wants to say something to the court or not?
Yeah, if I could, just
Yes.
briefly. Want to do that? Okay. But he'd rather just rely on the letter that he gave the court?
All right. Then let me call this cause number because I see that there were not pleas entered, and it's the motion to revoke. All right, the court is calling 2024 CR 007176. Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to show you what's entitled the motion to revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Adrian Isaac Hernandez who was placed on community supervision in 2024 CR 007176 for the offense of evading arrest or detention with a vehicle on August 5th, 2024 for a term of 8 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state, you may proceed.
Violation of condition number 4 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Adrian Isaac Hernandez, did then and there failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the month of May of 2025 in violation of conditions of the court.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
We'll waive it again.
Any objections to the waivers?
No objections.
Did you understand by pleading through the violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 6 years in the prison?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement with regard to that motion?
There's revocation and retreat of the sentence to 6 years in prison.
All right. And defense, the court will, with regards to that, I'm assuming you want him continued.
Correct, Judge. We'd like it to run all concurrent with what his new offenses are.
All right. And then state, since you're opposed, I'll hear your argument, and then defense, I'll hear your argument for the cases that he's here to be sentenced on, as well as the motion to revoke. I think it'll flow smoother with that. All right, state.
Judge, so we are asking that you deny all of his applications and sentence him to 12 years in the prison and the aggravated robbery cases, and then 5 years in the prison on the collision case. Your Honor, I do appreciate in reviewing the PSI that this defendant did somewhat take responsibility for his actions, and he did enter into a plea, and his role was taken into account in the plea bargain. That's why he's given a top 12 post, because he took responsibility and because he's not the person that had the fire. And the evidence that was stipulated to, he's acting with 2 co-defendants, and they were engaging in burglary of vehicles and local businesses in San Antonio over on the far west side. And basically they were going and pulling door handles and seeing what they could get into, and an uninvolved innocent bystander tells him to, hey, knock it off, and his co-defendant points a gun in that person's face and tells him to get the fuck out of here while he is receiving property from the other co-defendant. Your Honor, he was already on felony probation, and this court has given him an opportunity to rehabilitate himself and be a productive member of society. And he has failed to do that. And if the court were to grant his applications, he would fail to do it again. And then also in the collision case, he's driving recklessly, crashes into somebody, causes them an injury, and then he doesn't turn himself in for any of this. SAP has to go and get him out of his house. So he can take responsibility in that regard, but in the PSI he did, which I appreciate. But we are asking you to deny his applications and send him to 12 years.
All right. Judge, I think that the state has actually hit the nail on the head. He is extremely remorseful, and I think that the court can see that in the PSI, which is kind of unusual. You don't really see that level of remorse or taking responsibility for actions in my experience anyway, in these PSIs. I think this has been a tremendous wake-up call. I think that the family has rallied and is stepping up to take some responsibility to make sure that he can stay on the path. He has definitely gotten off the path. There were definitely people that were hurt as a result of his actions, and he is very sorry for that. I think that he has had a bad time in jail, and I think that this has shown him that he cannot go down this path, that he cannot be with these types of people, that he needs to live in his Smiley, Texas with a population of 500 and get his GED and go to classes and get a trade and go to work and stay on the straight and narrow. And I think he needs his dad, who appears to be a very strong father figure, to be in his life and to keep him on the straight and narrow and make him a productive citizen. And I know the court will have a number of programs and things to assist him with that. And I think that he is receptive to all of that. And so we are asking the court to grant his deferred adjudication and to run it concurrently and to keep him on probation in his evading case. And in the alternative, Judge, then we're asking for the lowest possible sentence that the court could deliver.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, I want you to know that I've heard all of the testimony. I've internalized everything that has been said. I I just don't think that you're a good candidate for probation. So in cause number 2024 CR 007176, the court will revoke. The court is finding for true. The court will sentence you to 6 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. Court will find you guilty. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. There's a $2,000 fine. Time and money will run concurrently. Court will sentence you to 12 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. Restitution, if any. And cause number 2025 CR 011311C. The court is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 12 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. This will run concurrent with 2024 CR 007176. All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. I know it's a lot of time and you're very young. When you go to prison, do not become institutionalized. Go there, keep your head down, try to get your degree. I will tell you, I've had clients before, and the best certification you can get, it may have changed, is welding. Because with welding, they get paid a lot of money. It'll be something that you'll be able to support yourself on, okay? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
I need the